Hello, thank you so much for tuning in to Leader Tips by E. My name is Ebony Butler, and I am here to help career-driven women of all walks of life totally unmask so they no longer have to deny who they are as they climb the corporate ladder. And as a matter of fact, today, guess what? We're going to spend some time in episode 10 talking about a 4-step process that will allow you to clearly articulate your point in a meeting. Now, I've done a video before where we talked about different things that happen for us as women in meetings. Sometimes people talk over us. Sometimes people interrupt us. Sometimes we even feel silence. The purpose of this video is to provide you with a 4-step process on what to do the next time you're in a meeting so you can clearly articulate your point. The first step of the process is to provide your perspective. The second step of the process is to provide your research and or leverage your experience. The third step is to provide a recommendation and also attach the impact of that recommendation. And then the fourth step is to always talk about what's next. What are next steps? Let me give you an example on how it could sound. Here is my perspective. Samantha, I would love to share my perspective on starting with the executive team with learning opportunities to be a more inclusive workplace environment. The next step is for me to talk about maybe the research I've done or my experience. Based on my experience, we have done a lot to really groom and or provide development opportunities for people that identify as one of our marginalized groups. And what we've noticed is that when we do that, yes, we have people who feel confident, they have the tools and resources to be effective, yet the executive team, they haven't had any learning. So they cannot conceptualize how success could look differently from them. So what does it do? It doesn't solve the problem from my experience. The next piece is for me to discuss the recommendation and the impact of that recommendation. What I would encourage or what I would recommend is for us to develop a learning program for our executive team that will help them to be more inclusive. It'll help them to understand biases, microaggressions. It'll help them to understand how people can feel in the workplace. It'll help them to understand the importance of diversity. And what that will do is that it will shift their behaviors in the workplace. It'll shift their mindset. And because there's now shifted mindset and shifted behaviors, people who are really working on developing and growing in their career will now be seen by these executive team members because they're able to see things from a different perspective. What are the next steps? I would love for us to spend some more time talking about this. I see you have an open time tomorrow at 10. Can we talk about it more then? Or you could say, what are your thoughts about that? There still needs to be something to continue the dialogue. And you, as the person providing the perspective, should be the one to make sure the dialogue continues. Once again, we talked about 4 key steps that you must do when you want to make sure you're very clear articulating your point in a meeting. The first step is to provide your perspective. The second step is to provide your research and or leverage your experience. The third step is for you to provide your recommendation and also the impact of that recommendation as it shows you're very solutions focused. And then the fourth step is that this is just the beginning of a conversation that will not end. We also need to make sure we are leading towards next steps. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. If you love this or you feel like someone else would benefit from it, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel if you have not already, like, share, and comment. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Goodbye.